along these cliffs, there are these holes, caves. Old time people, I'm saying first ancestors.
Yes.
Utilized those. This is back before the beginning of time, back before the Missoula glaciers. Because we were still wild animals then. That's how we view ourselves. This is before we were given, what comes first, the people or the laws?
Mm-hmm.
The laws, because without laws that the Creator gave us, we wouldn't be people. So, and from the animals, from the animal people, we learned all kinds of things, and it took us out of being a scared, cowering people hiding in rock shelters to architects of our own structures, tule mat lodges, teepees. From Badger, we learned how to build these underground pit houses and burrows, basically. So, catch this one here.
Oh, I got to get out for that one.
Yeah.
There's your eagle. Oh, that's a red-tailed hawk. So I'm just going to, our creation stories take us back to a time when the great hero twins, Red Star and Blue Star, they were secreted away as babies into a cave here in Moses Coulee. And in darkness, they thrive. Every night, one of the animals, whether it's Mayan, Wolverine, Bulia, Gopher, would come in and talk to them as babies and explain to them, this song, this is my song, and would sing it to them and give them, transfer their knowledge to the twins. Every night there was a different animal from the world. Sometimes it wasn't even an animal. Sometimes they would hear somebody singing. They would hear a voice singing. And it was the voice of the gray sage, or it's the voice of the bitterbrush, imparting their song of power. So all knowledge is being fed to them. And it was in a cave like this. One day they're finally, the time has arrived that they're to be shown their destiny. And so they were brought forward in the cave, closer and closer, a little more light every day, so that their eyes are adjusting to the light. Finally, they're brought out into the open. And standing there, the voice of the Creator, Shmi'au, Coyote, in the embodiment of Coyote, is waiting for them, because there's a whole lot of shit going on. And these young hero twins, they are going to be the great exactor. They are the resolution to all the manic that's going on. I don't need to translate that, do I? All the manic that's going on. And so we never say which cave. We just assume that any one of these beautiful big caves would be one of the caves in which they are I guess you could say, I've been told where the cave is, but I just use this generalization so I don't have cave creepers coming around, digging around.
Oh yeah.
We always we always go with the knowledge that if we say something that's sacred, people will be there to root around.
I
Well,
understand.
so I just generalize. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it just giving you a sense, and it does look pretty majestic.
Well, yes, and the smells. I mean, just
Oh, yeah,
what you were talking about before. I mean,
When I'm
just,
walking up the trail, I'm taking bits, put it
Yeah.
in my mouth, move it around. And right now I can tell you where that I was when I first tasted that. When I first remember this, recall that. When I was 4 years old. So, if you ever want to reconnect with your past, walk around and pick up things that you're familiar or seem familiar with you in a sense, how would you say it? The sense of smell brings you back to help remember things.
It really does.
When I'm walking up the trail here, I'm looking at the ayu, a plant we call ayu, right here. It's a powerful medicine plant that we use, but it's a reminder. I take the seeds. Take one of the seeds and taste it. Just kind of chop it with your teeth, then remove it.
Oh,
Powerful, isn't it?
it is powerful.
It's like dill. It's got that
Yeah.
that same sort of sharpness. Well, that's what we do to remember. And I guess something should be. I keep saying we do things to remember. Remembering is probably one of the greatest gifts that people just take for granted. When I was saying I would bring my old time people down here, my relatives, my ancestors, I would drive them down here so that they could remember. What is the importance? What is the functioning of that?
Yeah.
The function of it is that through our lives, in our Indian world, in our not so distant past, things have conspired to destroy the circle of life that we live in. Whether you call it the hoop, the great hoop of life, the great circle of life, the medicine wheel, the dream catcher. It's a circle. It's a perfect, what do I say? Again, COVID brain.
Doing great.
It's perfection. Never ending. The never ending circle. Well, we thought, but since the coming of Western civilization, our world has been shattered, and this hoop has been shattered. Whether it be war, whether it was pestilence, whether it was disease, as my mother Mary Miller Marchand would say, I don't know what killed more, diseases or Jesus. But they all conspired in the destruction of this circle, the destruction of our world. And little by little, it's been eroded, corroded, and destroyed. So when I would drive people down here, my family down here, they would have me stopping everywhere, like here, just to make a connection. They were remembering. And it's very, very spiritually medicinal for mental health, for spiritual health. They would remember. And what is the opposite of dismember? Remembering. They're remembering and they're reattaching those missing pieces of that hoop. So what we do here seems random, arbitrary. It's not. It's a gift to be able to remember. A lot of people can't remember. So if you see people, It's like now I'm tasting I'm getting a different sensation from that. It triggers all of these, I don't know what you call them, neurons in your head and your brain, but it helps to make bridges for things that have been missing for a